Alright everyone, welcome to another video, and today I have a very special guest. You might have seen her either in some old videos or perhaps down in the comments section. I have my fiancé, Vincy, here.
Hello.
Hi. A couple years ago, I have done a video on some of my scariest nostalgic moments, including some honorable mentions, and I thought maybe it would be a little bit fun for us both to pick a couple moments and react to them together.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and
I don't want you to have to blurt me out all the time because I curse or say something weird.
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. So we'll go ahead and go over some shared moments first, because I know there are some things from our childhoods that scared both of us, gave us both a little bit of trauma.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know this one I talked over in the last video a little bit, but I know that the Reggies from Pokemon scared the crap out of you too.
Fuck the Reggies. Especially Reggie Eyes. See, I cursed right there, but those things scare the heck out of me.
Reggie Eyes honestly was terrifying, especially like when he would slow down and stuff like that. I hate that thing so much.
Me too.
I think the second worst was probably, I think it was Regiok that, not Regiok, Regirock that would do like the boom 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 kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know who did the like fast one. I didn't like that.
Oh, the beeping?
Yeah.
That was Reggie Steel.
Oh, I know, I hated him more than Regirock.
For some reason, I was okay with the beeping, but I really did not like the boom 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 boom.
I didn't like any of them.
And I know that you were also scared of Deoxys. I actually don't remember how I felt about him as a kid, but I know you don't like him.
I hate the sounds he makes. It's always the sounds he makes.
You don't like the squiggly tentacle monster?
No, I do not like the squiggly tentacle monster. I do not. He's scary.
I know I talked about this last video too, but both of us were traumatized by Courage the Cowardly Dog as well, specifically the King Ramsey episode.
Yeah, I would say the King's Ramsey episode, Courage the Cowardly Dog didn't really scare me, but like, I mean, there were like some spooky things, sure, but that King Ramsey, I still get nightmares, and I'm not even trying to be funny, I still get nightmares about that.
Yeah, I know some people kind of clown on the animation, but honestly I think it's kind of more uncanny in the fact that it doesn't fit the rest of the style of the show, but I think the scariest part for me is probably the atmosphere and his voice more than anything.
Return the slab, or suffer my curse.
Yeah, and you need to remember, this is when we were itty-bitty babies. Like, our minds can't really comprehend that it looks kind of weird.
Yeah, like all of a sudden we just have a CGI uncanny thing popping up on our low-resolution tube TVs, so that was scary to us.
Nowadays, things have, like, better, like, graphics? Would you say graphics for a TV? Like better definition?
Probably resolution.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm a gamer. Things now have like better resolution and high definition and stuff like that. Back in the day, that was like cream of the crop. That was top of the top.
Were there other villains that you were scared by in Courage the Cowardly Dog, or not really?
That water woman was pretty weird, I guess.
Oh, the Queen of the Black Puddle?
Maybe, I don't know. The water woman.
I'm trying to think. I think the only other ones that kind of creeped me out, I forget what his name was, but there's like some kind of a fly, like a giant fly, and he would like suck out the juices from like Eustace and Muriel and stuff like that. That guy freaked me out.
Yeah, him too, and Freaky Fred creeped me out too. Freaky Fred, was that his name?
Yeah,
Naughty
Freaky Fred.
Yeah, he freaked me out too. I don't know, he was always like, you've been naughty. So I thought maybe his name was Naughty Fred, but I think, yeah, it's Freaky Fred.
Yeah, Freaky Fred. For me now, he's probably one of the least scary. Like, he's definitely a little bit eerie, but he also just kind of shaves the dog, so...
Yeah, but as a kid, that smile's uncanny.
It is. I also did not like those knitting people. Like when they were knitting Muriel into the blanket. That was nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that was, oh god, yeah, I hated that too. Cats creep me out a little bit too, but like that's back in the day when I was like, screw cats, love dogs.
He could be kind of creepy though, especially during that one episode where he was trying to feed them to the spiders.
Oh god, yeah.
Though I do remember a couple other notable ones, like the windmill vandals where they behead like Eustace and Muriel. Those were kind of creepy too, especially with the atmosphere of the red sky and everything.
I'm not sure I remember that one.
Let me see if I can find that one real quick.
A few moments later.
Okay, for some reason they have like a random song at the beginning of this, but you could skip to like 35 seconds. I remember the backstory of these guys kind of creeped me out.
Aw, man, this music is pretty dope though.
It is pretty dope music. Thank you, Maroof, for the dope 2000s music. I think it's 2000s.
We'll leave it out so anyone who's interested gets to experience it themselves.
Exactly.
The windmill was built 250 years ago by the first owner of this farmhouse, Farmer Giles Gillette. He built the windmill for his farm at a time when everyone else was dependent on water wheels built by a horde of vandals. When the water dried up, Farmer Gillette was the only man with a working mill. The vandals hated him for that. But Gillette kept the vandals at bay by carving magical symbols into the blades of his windmill wheel. Legend has it, if the windmill ever stops turning, the vandals will rise from the dead and seek vengeance on all who possess it. Lucky for us, it's just a story.
Nope, I don't remember that.
You don't remember the windmill vandals? I remember they kind of creeped me out, especially when they just go around and start beheading everyone. But I think that's about it for Courage the Cowardly Dog, at least that scared us.
Weren't you scared by that, like, you're not perfect or whatever?
Oh,
one?
God. I forgot about him, the CGI trumpet dude.
I actually do not remember that. I remember everything but that part.
Really?
I wonder if I don't know if it's ever been taken out, but I just don't remember it. Or maybe my brain didn't correlate it. I was like, why is there a commercial in my Courage the Cowardly Dog show?
That or you blocked it out.
Or that.
You're just like, nope, I do not like the fetus trumpet. Okay, this one's kind of a blast to the past. I don't even know if some of y'all youngins even know what this is, but you remember Aooni, right?
Oh god, yeah.
I know he looks... This little goober looks goofy as hell right now, but this was scary back then in, like, the early days of, like, 2009, was it that we saw it? Or something like that? It was a long time ago, but he used to be really scary back in the day. Honestly, a lot of those Japanese horror RPG games were pretty scary back then.
Yeah, they may seem like pretty tame now, but back then they really, with like the success of Aooni and I think Ebe back then, they really started to blow up with the Witch's House and the Crooked Man, Mad Father, and maybe
Mad Father was also really good.
It was. I mean, now as old little ladies, it's not scary anymore, but back then, we're dating ourselves here, back then as like teenagers, like young teenagers, and like it was scary back then.
I know you also saw other ones like Dot Flow and stuff like that. I don't think I ever saw Dot Flow though.
Well, Dot Flow is a spin-off game of Yume Nikki, and Yume Nikki is probably my favorite RPG game. It doesn't really have a story, it's more so up to the player to piece together the story. And then there's that new Yume Nikki game that you have played, I believe.
That one was awful.
Yeah, I have not played that, and I've heard things about it, I've seen gameplay of it. I don't like what was done with it. I really feel like the story should have still been open to interpretation, but I do know there were some things that were kind of like answered almost that my little 12-year-old brain was not happy with knowing. There was also lots of like spin-off games of Yume Nikki or Aooni, especially Aooni because Aooni was very popular. But my personal favorite spin-off game is Dot Flow. It's not necessarily, I mean, its atmosphere is creepy. It's not like, oh, it will scare the like heck out of you, because it's an indie pixel RPG. And that's something I want to wrap around back to Aooni. That's another reason why Aooni was so jarring, is because you just get these cutscenes of the like close up. And,
Yeah.
And that's why it was scary. Or at least creepy and uncanny.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to kind of describe him, was uncanny, and then the fact that he would just go chase you around with that music. I think that was probably the scariest part of the game. Okay, well, those are our shared kind of moments that we have. Now we're gonna go back and forth and kind of show each other some of our own little scares from back in the day. It's gonna be like a little spooky show and tell. So, Vincy, you have your first one from, was it Duke Nukem 3D?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure Kaylee will probably post some pictures, or if she can find screenshots of it, of the Octobrains. They are not exactly
Throwing in
easy.
some editing right here. A little bit of B-roll, maybe a spin.
I had trouble finding videos about them, so I will have to show at least their sounds. There is a clip about their sounds.
I am seeing their picture in here right now, and I don't like it.
Let me make it
I
bigger.
could oh, thanks, love it. I can definitely see this being scary back then.
Also, I want to say, don't age me too much. I was a child playing this. It's not like I was like 13 playing this. I'm not that old.
POV, your little baby Vincy getting traumatized.
Oh yeah, definitely. What's wrong with me? Definitely. I was not supposed to play Duke Nukem 3D at the age that I did, but my parents didn't care, so I played it. And Octobrain scared the heck out of me. I called them bloodsuckers, though, because I didn't know their name, and I didn't understand what I was playing. And these things would come out of nowhere. There was one time where there was an Octobrain, there was a church area. If you guys know Duke Nukem 3D, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a church area, and in the church area, there's like a cutout cross, and I don't know if my game was glitched. I don't know if it was meant to be this way, but there was an Octobrain in the cross, and it hit me one time. I freaked out, ran to my brother crying. He came in the room, never found it. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I hear it, but I don't see it. It's not there. And then he left, and then it hurt me again when I was looking in there, and I went crying to him, like, please, it is in there. And he went in there pissed off because he didn't believe me. And lo and behold, yeah, he got freaked out too, because at that instant, it hit him. And then there was another time where I was in, like, I think it was a control room, and I just heard, like, this sound, and was being, like, my health was going down. I turn around, and that thing is in my face. And I screamed. These things, you would hear them, but you wouldn't see them.
I'm sorry, I'm just like imagining like this little like Octobrain just hiding in like a dark corner, hissing, and then just occasionally like slapping you with a tentacle. It's just a funny image to me.
But their sounds are creepy, and they themselves are creepy when you're like 5. So here are the sounds that they make.
Oh, that last one there was pretty creepy, especially for a kid.
Yeah, imagine a 5-year-old, like, playing that.
Like, the other ones are kind of fine out of context. The last one, it's like, oh yeah, I'd probably cry too.
Yeah, you would. It's terrifying when you're like 5 or 6.
Man, rest in spaghetti, little baby Vincy.
Yeah, I'm fine though.
Are you sure you're good?
I don't know.
Alright, we're just gonna move past that trauma and just move on to my trauma next.
Hell yeah.
You've never seen the Disney version of Pinocchio before, have you?
No, I have not.
Do you know the basic story?
Boy is made out of wood, boy lies, nose gets bigger.
Yes.
That's it! That's what it is!
It is. And on this evening's episode of Kaylee Badly Explains a Movie Plot Without a Script in front of her, we have Pinocchio. So at one point in the movie, this is after he lies and his nose grows bigger, and this one character called the Blue Fairy saves him. So he's trying to go home. He's like, screw this, I need to go back to school, listen to Geppetto, be a good boy, I'm never gonna be a real boy at this point. And then this talking fox character named Honest John, don't worry about it.
Okay.
He pops up and he's like, wow, you don't look very good. You know what? You should go to this one island. It's really fun. But he's trying to trick him because he got paid to do it. it's basically this island where this coachman takes all these little boys to go, and they go around, drink beer, smoke, roughhouse, break stuff, all kinds of stuff. That part is fine. It's at the end of what happens to them after they have all their fun that scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Oh no.
So, sorry about the potato quality. By the way, guys, for this part, unfortunately, it was very hard to find this specific part of the scene. This kind of shows you what happened to some of the boys, and then I'll show you the transformation sequence that really scared the crap out of me.
Alright.
So at this point, this character, Jiminy Cricket, and him and Pinocchio just had a fight. So he's about ready to leave until he stumbles across what's going on.
Okay.
Lively there now. We haven't got all night.
Where'd all the donkeys come from?
Come on, let's have another.
And what's your name?
Okay, you'll do. In you go. You boys will bring a nice prize. All right, next.
It's so rude.
And what might your name be?
Alexander.
So you can talk.
Yes, sir. I want to go home to my mama.
Take him back. He can still talk.
Please, I don't want to be a donkey. Let me out of here.
Quiet! You boys have had your fun. Now pay for it.
Yeah, so basically all the boys, they start to turn into donkeys, and then the coachman sells them off into basically what is slavery after they all have their fun.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, and then there's this transformation sequence where you actually get to see one of the kids, that Pinocchio befriends named Lampwick, actually turning into a donkey. And this one is freaking horrifying. Like, honestly, when I was making the first video before, I must have forgot that this scene existed, because this would have been in my top 10 otherwise. This is terrifying.
Let's take a look. Yeah, I can see how that's terrifying for a child.
And the worst part is that, like, they don't help the kids after. They're just gone. They're donkeys, like, sold around the world, never to see their family again.
Disney back then was insane because, you know, they could say things like jackass and show smoking and drinking back then. They could be a bit more riskier, I guess you could say, with the things that they had. They can't do that now.
Oh, dude. They did a live-action remake of Pinocchio, like, back in 2022, and this scene, like, I mean, maybe for modern kids it would be a lot more scary, but compared to this, I don't think it's very scary at all.
Yeah, things nowadays are... I mean, okay, listen, I'm not a child anymore. I personally don't think it's scary, but maybe for a kid it's scary, yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Lamprey.
I know. Rest in spaghetti, never forgetty. And then the next one for you, I actually never saw the original Trigun. I watched the Stampede remake with you recently, but I never saw the original.
Not to the full extent that I did. I know I was trying to get... We were watching it a little bit, but then we got to the very sad episode. And then we didn't watch it anymore.
Exactly. Who needs sadness in our life? We have enough of that already.
I was gonna traumatize you with that eventually. We'll get to it.
One day. I still need to traumatize you at the end of Assassination Classroom.
Oh no.
But anyway, there was this one scene that scared you.
Yeah.
So I think specifically it was Vash's plant arm that scared you, right?
Yeah, as a kid. So, I'll show you. But as a kid, you can... I don't know. Like, now it's not. But as a kid, seeing, like, the arm... move like that, like,
yeah,
and the sound, it's the same kind of creepy because I was also scared of Cell from Dragon Ball Z as a kid, and it's
that
also,
dude was creepy.
Yeah, it's in the same like field of that, of like, I don't know, it's just creepy.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. There's like that body horror aspect to it.
Yeah, there is, and I didn't really understand the plot of Trigun. A lot of the things I watched as a kid were meant for teenagers or adults. I just found them more interesting and more fun to watch. I didn't really understand half of what I was watching, but it's creepy, in my opinion.
It is, especially like if you're a kid back then.
Yeah.
But I just love that. It's just like, man, you're really gonna shoot me again.
God damn it, Vash.
Just regular sibling fights.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just sibling things.
Alright, this other one is one that I've touched on in another video, talking about ants and A Bug's Life, but the demise for the villain of A Bug's Life, Hopper, is probably one of the most horrifying for a child's movie villain that I've seen, but this scene was pretty scary to me as a kid.
All your little stunt did was buy them time.
No, please, please, Hopper.
I'll get more grasshoppers and be back next season, but you won't.
Well, what's this? Another one of your little bird tricks? Yep. Are there a bunch of little girls in this one too? Hello, girls!
I have to say, the CGI on the bird's really good for back then, for this being like the 90s.
Yeah, it's really good. 90s, really.
Mm-hmm.
For kids!
Yeah! Watch one of your...
That's horrifying even now.
That is, like, he basically just got torn apart by 3 freaking birds.
They're super cute, though.
They are really cute. Cutest way to die I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love birds, but yeah,
Yes.
that 90s, that's amazing CGI.
It really is, especially compared to, like, the dog from Toy Story 1. Like, they really improved with their CGI in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I know this is, like, slightly off topic, but I know there are, like, some other, like, Disney villain deaths that were kind of freaky, too. This one is a little bit darker. Oh, yeah, in the last few seconds, make sure to pay attention to the shadow on the tree behind Tarzan as well.
Wait, don't!
But yeah, I don't think that one is as... I don't think that one's as dark as Hopper's death, but that one's really dark.
I think that's actually much darker.
I'm, like, surprised that they were actually able to show that.
Yeah, and it's for kids.
To give them all little nightmares. I actually don't remember if I even noticed that part as a kid or if I even blocked that out, but I remember looking back on it later on. It's like, wow, that's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Anyway, we're gonna dip a little bit away from, like, the movie realm and go into the gaming realm a little bit, because you're a gamer.
Video games! This is my field. So, I actually never got scared of these by a kid. I don't think as a kid I really understood, because I was itty bitty child playing this, so I don't think I really understood. Again, a game that was not meant for my age group that I played. Oh.
I'm very curious about this because I've never actually seen these before. By the way, if you don't know what we're going to be talking about, actually you don't know what we're going to be talking about, these are the Sims 1 prank calls.
Yeah, I know a lot of people got scared of them when they were younger. I personally probably just didn't understand. So this is a bit of a longer one. We don't have to see all of them, but just to get a gist of it. Oh, and not all of them are creepy, but some of them are, so.
I'm very curious.
Well, I know the first one in this isn't scary. That or it goes right over my head, like it did as a child.
Grau. Bedenum.
Do you, what?
Huh?
Do you canoe?
No, I can't say that I have.
I don't know the joke to that. It flies over my head like it did back then.
لا جسي جمزال أبلي لها
The drop-off has been made, you've been warned. Well, that's ominous.
Exactly. And that's creepy if you're a kid playing it. I mean, to be fair, it's rated T for teen, but a lot of kids were playing this game, so.
If I was playing that, I'd be like so paranoid that like something bad was just dropped off at my house and like all my Sims are going to die and someone's gonna be in my closet.
Yeah, from kids to teenagers, they played it. I was too young to understand, so they didn't scare me, but I know plenty of other people got scared, and there's more than just this.
Oh no. I love how the kid just giggles after that, just like, I'm in danger.
It's a nervous giggle, too.
Oh. Oh.
Huh?
I don't like that one.
Exactly. You can see why it was scary for people.
Rest and spaghetti, those poor little kids.
I know.
Except for you, just POV, Vincy not understanding.
Yeah, I didn't understand a lot of what I watched or played.
The flashing light was just a test. You'll have plenty of warning next time.
Yeah.
I don't like your insinuation, Linda, if that's even your real name.
I don't know if that's the sim or the person who's calling, but
Some of these are pretty creepy.
yeah, especially if you're a kid.
The canoe one was kind of just like weird, but
Well, they're prank calls, so some of them are silly, some of them are more sinister.
man, I kind of wish there were prank call kind of things in the later Sim games. I think that would be really cool.
Well, unfortunately, the Sims games is about simulation, you know, things happen, caller ID exists.
Yeah. It's just too bad, but if they did do prank calls for The Sims 4, they'd probably be all like, alright, you gotta pay like $20 to have prank calls.
Yeah. It's a little... It's a story for another video.
Exactly. One day we'll have to rant about that.
Yeah.
Alright, and then the last one that we got for today, back to the movie realm. This one is probably a movie I should not have been watching when I was younger. At all.
Ooh, Rebel.
Do you know War of the Worlds?
No, I do not. Why would you think I did?
You're in for a treat.
Oh no.
So there are these aliens that basically started to take over. I think it's kind of making parallels to the farming industry where they're harvesting humans and trying to grow weird blood plants from them and different stuff like that. But these tripods and stuff scared the crap out of me. I know the one thing I really hated from these guys was the sounds that they made, which you'll be able to hear in this one.
They remind me of the Octobrain.
Yeah, I hated that sound as a kid.
Oh, I bet. Oh god.
Yeah, I should not have been watching this.
Was that an alien or a robot?
So it's an alien kind of piloting a mech thing. That's what the tripods are.
Oh my god!
Yeah. This dude has the biggest plot armor.
I was gonna say, go protagonist, you got the plot armor.
But yeah, there's the little introduction to those guys.
I hated that. That's creepy, even as an adult.
Oh, I remember this one part really freaked me out. So there's some that have like the little lasers on them, and then there's others that like pick humans up into like these little cage things and then suck them up into the ship to do God knows what with them.
Probing.
Probably some probing. And stabbing. I love how the ship's like, bruh, that's rude.
It really looks like an Octobrain.
It do.
Oh gosh, ew. Ew!
Yeah, I don't like it.
Coma! I'm an adult and this is weird.
Like I said, I probably should not have been watching this. They do get out of the cage eventually.
Okay, good. What about that one guy who got slurped?
He's dead.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Slurped guy.
That's unfortunate. But hey, he's a paid actor.
Exactly. We could probably watch the entirety of this one. It's pretty short, but I remember this one also freaked me out.
Okay. Cell from Dragon Ball Z?
Basically just Robot Cell.
Oh my god. I hate that.
So what do you think? You want to see the entire movie now?
No! That's gross. I don't even know when this came out, but 2005? God.
Yeah, like somewhere in the early to mid 2000s. I remember that was pretty creepy back then. Honestly, the effects aren't too bad now. I don't know how the whole movie holds up, but
I hated that.
It's pretty scary. But anyway, what did you think of everything that we went over today?
Pretty creepy, especially the last one. What are you doing watching that as a child?
I don't know. I really should not have been watching that or Night of the Living Dead. That was not a good idea.
Well, to be honest, I shouldn't have been playing or anything of what I was doing either, because they were all rated for ages older than me, so.
Yeah, especially that Duke Nukem. What the heck were you doing?
I'm playing game.
Just little toddler Vincy traumatizing herself for life. But anyway, definitely let us know if you guys saw any of these that we went over today, or maybe some others that you were traumatized by as a kid.
Oh, am I supposed to say something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're good. We're professionals at this.
Especially me.
And if you want to see any other spooky videos, make sure to subscribe, because I have more coming out for the month of October.
Woo! Let's
scare
go!
your pants off.
I'm not wearing pants.
Oh. Scare your underwear off then. And then until next time, this is Dance Macabre and Vincy signing off. See you next time.
Bye bye!